Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and in today's video we are going to be doing a rubber base and cat's eye gel polish ombre. I had this design in mind and I just really wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but I have to say I absolutely loved it, so I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now I have applied some press-on nail tips to my natural nails and I've simply buffed them to remove the shine so that we have no problems with our gel sticking. And then I'm going to be using the gorgeous RB16. Now this is a rubber color base coat, so it is a rubber base and color in one, and it is an absolutely stunning milky pink shade. And what's amazing about the milky shades in the rubber base range, or majority of the rubber base colors actually, is that they all really work beautifully and effortlessly for an ombre nail design. I think it's because in one coat you get a nice sheer natural coverage, and then in two coats you can build up the color. So if you was using this as a base coat on your natural nails, you could come in and do one coat and then come in with your gel polish color, or if you want to use it for the color properties as well, then you can come in and apply your second coat. I personally love using these in two coats because I find they work very similar to a builder gel overlay. So for this design, I'm going to come in and apply one coat for my base coat because we're kind of going to sandwich our cat's eye ombre in between the coats of this. So I'm going to do one coat, then my cat's eye ombre, and then my second coat, and create the ombre gradient effect over the top. So I'm just applying one thin coat of this to all of the nails, and I'm just using the bottle brush to do this. I'm getting as close and as neat to that cuticle area as I can. I find this a lot easier to do when I'm working on longer or press-on nails, but if you do struggle getting close or neat at that cuticle area, you can come in with your striped liner brush. You will see me do this on the second coat, I'm sure, just to get that really nice neat application. But I'm coming in, getting it as close as I can at the cuticle and sidewall area, and then just gently running and pulling it down towards the tip of the nail to get a nice sort of like floated coverage. So we're not going in too thin and working it into the nail plate, we're just gently floating it on, and this is going to build up a little bit of strength, especially if you're working on the natural nail as well. How gorgeous does this color look? I just love that it's milky but just with that hint of pink to it. I think it looks super pretty. It's a lovely natural shade even in one coat. When you do come in and apply that second coat, you're just going to get the same color but with a lot more coverage. So now we're going to move on to our cat's eye gel polish, and I went for the gorgeous Auburn Blaze as I haven't yet used this one in a design. If you did miss the launch and swatch video for these, I will leave it linked in the description box below because there was 6 new cat's eye colors and I'm absolutely loving them. I've used a couple of them in designs on the channel, but I hadn't yet used this one. So what I'm going to do for my first coat of this, I'm going to apply it to the tip of the nail, just a thin coat, and then I'm going to take my ombre brush and blend this back. Now the great thing about doing an ombre this way when you're working with the rubber color bases is they do leave behind a nice tacky inhibition layer, so it makes it effortless to blend colors back into them. Again, it's another property that I find similar to builder gel, so if you're familiar with working with builder gel, this is very similar, and you definitely could do this technique with builder gel in a bottle as well if you didn't want to do it with rubber base. So I'm going to repeat that step on all of the nails. So I'm just applying a small amount just at the tip of the nail, blending it back with the ombre brush, just effortlessly blends into that rubber base coat. So I really haven't got to do much work, but I go backwards with my brush and then across the nail just to blend out any brush strokes that are left behind, just to make it super smooth. And again, this is done effortlessly with the ombre brush. If you don't have the ombre brush, you definitely could still do this technique with the stripe liner brush as well, but I do find it a lot quicker with the ombre brush. Now when I'm doing this, I'm using a really light gentle touch because you don't actually want to pull too much of the product down. You want to just pull down that very tip where the product ends so that you're blending it out, and this way you're not going to have a harsh line to cover when it comes to doing the second part of the ombre with the rubber base coat. Now I have done this style of ombre quite a lot on the channel using different colors, but I hadn't done it with cat's eye before. So I thought this looked really pretty. We are going to create that cat's eye effect on the second coat. I really wanted the colour to pop from the cat's eye gel polish, so I did decide to go in and do it in 2 coats. They are very highly pigmented, but obviously where we're going to be coming in and creating an ombre effect over the top as well, I wanted to make sure that that cat's eye colour was really going to come through. Now on the second coat with the cat's eye gel polish, I am going to be using the magnet to create that cat's eye effect. What I love about this cat's eye collection is that they do actually look really pretty even without playing around with the magnet and creating that magnetic cat's eye effect. They just have a beautiful shimmer to them. So for the second coat, I'm going to do exactly the same as the first coat. So apply a small amount of gel polish at the tip of the nail and then blend it back using the ombre brush. I didn't take it down as far on the second coat because we've already created that nice fade on the first coat, so I just gently want to come over that fade area on the second coat. And as you can see, it just has really made the pigmentation and the color of Auburn Blaze pop. Then I'm going to take my magnet and just run this over the cat's eye gel polish without actually touching it. So you kind of just hovering it just above the nail and create that gorgeous cat's eye swoosh. I love this look, so I just went for a classic swoosh across the nail, but of course you can play around with your magnet and create whichever effect you want. So I'm going to fly through this and do this again on all of the nails. So thin coat of Auburn Blaze at the tip of the nail and blending it back. Take those few seconds to blend the color back, and it will really pay off further along when you are doing your rubber base ombre over the top, because you won't have to struggle or faff about too much because you've already created a nice blend, if that makes sense. And then again, just going to come in whilst our second coat is still wet, play around with our magnet to create that gorgeous cat's eye effect before popping the second coat in to cure. Now, if you have tried any of the cat's eye gel polish colors, do let me know in the comments below. As well, if you have any feedback, like if there's any other colors you would like to see in the range, pop it in the comments below, because lots of that feedback does get taken on board at Kiki, and we always love to hear what products you would like to see. So I'm just going to finish off doing the second coat on my little finger. Now, usually I struggle with my little finger because my natural nail bed is so tiny. So it was nice to work on a longer set of nails. Now, of course, these are just press-ons, but if you would like to see some more structure, like nail structure videos, do let me know in the comments below, whether it be with Builder Gel or the Kiki London Sculpting Gel, and I can definitely give that a go. A lot of the time, if I'm doing a design for quickness, it's easier to do the design on press-on nail tips, because otherwise we'd end up with a super long video. But then I like to focus some videos just on structure as well. So if that's something you would like to see, pop me a comment below. So I did pop them in to cure, and then we're ready to come in with our second layer of RB16. So this is the exact same color we use on our base. And then I'm going to come in with a small amount of this, and I'm going to start off by applying it at that cuticle area, nudging it up as close as I can with the bottle brush. And then when I'm floating this down, I'm just floating it down to that area where we've created our fade, because I want a majority of this product to be in this area of the nail. This is going to give us the coverage on the nail bed area, so it's giving us that second coat of color, and then it's also going to help us to create our blend. So I'm just taking this down very, very carefully, and then I'm going to switch to my ombre brush and gently pull a tiny amount of that product all the way down to the tip of the nail. And then because we've already created our ombre with the cat's eye gel polish, this kind of just smooths it out and it creates such a dreamy effect. Like I said, I do find this technique a lot easier when you're working with a rubber base shade that's slightly on the more sheer side. There are a few in the collection that are a lot more opaque, and then you can still do this technique with them, but they're a little bit, the ombre is a little bit more tricky. So with the more sheerer, milkier shades, this is so effortless, and this particular color I just think looks gorgeous. It's such a nice natural pink shade for the nail bed area, but then it blends effortlessly over so many different colors without taking too much of away from the color, if that makes sense. So obviously the color is not going to pop as much as what it did, but it's still allowing enough of that color underneath to shine through. And I love a milky ombre. Last week's video was another milky ombre, but we used RB11, I believe, which is like a milky white. And I did marble tips, and I really love how that looks using this similar technique as well. But I had to give it a go with the cat's eye, and I thought it looked gorgeous, especially on this long almond shape as well. That has to be one of my favorite shapes. I do love a short square, but almond is my absolute go-to, especially when they're nice and long like this as well. Do let me know what your favorite nail shape is in the comments below as well. And if there are any shapes that you haven't really seen me do much of on the channel, let me know and I'll see if I can give it a go. So we're just going to go through and do this step on the rest of the nails. And this is something else that's great. When you come in and you do your ombre, you might notice that it's a little bit uneven, or you've got some brush strokes. Whilst you're working on the next nail, these will self-level out, because this product, it has such a lovely viscosity that it self-levels beautifully. So sometimes when you play around with your ombre, maybe you're having to spend a little bit more time perfecting it, you might find that you've got a few brush strokes in there or a little bit of unevenness. Well, whilst you're working on the next nail, that's going to completely self-level out. And if you do need to fix up the self-leveling process, you can just hold the nail upside down for a few seconds before popping it into cure. So for example, with this set, the other two nails, whilst I'm working on this one, they'll be self-leveling. And as you can see, look how smooth the pointer and middle finger look. And then what I'll do is I'll finish off the fourth nail. I always do my fingers and thumbs separately, because that way I don't find I get any curing issues when it comes to curing the thumbnail. But then what I will do before popping them into cure, just for a few seconds, I'll hold my nail upside down, and this just helps gravity do its thing and self-level the product out. And it also pulls a small amount of the product to the center of the nail as well, which helps create your apex. Now obviously, because I'm working on press-on nails, I haven't had to build up the structure, but I still want to follow the natural apex that's built into the tips. So by holding the nails upside down for a few seconds, it really helps pull some of that product into the center of the nail, and then you just get an overall really nice structure to the nail. Now you would have noticed as well, on this layer of RB16, I use my stripe liner brush a lot as well to help perfect that ombre and to help move the product closer to the cuticle areas and the sidewalls, just to get that really flawless application. And I really loved how this turned out. An ombre is my absolute favorite design to wear on my own nails, but I am really loving it with that cat's eye effect. So of course we do need to come in and top coat. So today I chose to use the rubber top coat, just because when I'm wearing a press on nails, I find combining the rubber top coat with the rubber base coat gives them such a strong feel that they don't actually feel like press on nails. They feel like a builder gel or sculpted set of nails, because it gives them such a strong finish. So I love the rubber top coat for that. And then again, it is also great if you are working on the natural nails, because it has all of the strengthening properties. So it's brilliant for anyone with weak or damaged brittle nails and things like that, or those clients who are a little bit hard on their nails and they need that added layer of protection. So I'm going to apply a thin coat of this to all of the nails. Again, I'm using that floating technique to apply it, and then I am going to pop this in to cure for 60 seconds. I absolutely love the shine that the rubber top coat gives off as well. So I popped these in my Kiki London lamp to cure for 60 seconds, and then this is the finished result. I thought the blend looked so dreamy, but then that cat's eye effect with the milky layer over the top just looked super pretty, especially how it still catches the light and gives off the different color effects in the cat's eye gel polish. Of course, we do need to come in and finish up with some cuticle oil, so I'm using the fresh rose cuticle oil today, and I'm just going to apply a small amount of this to all of the nails, give it a good rub in, and then I will leave you guys with some pictures of the finished result. I really hope you all enjoyed today's video. As always, all of the products I've used are listed in the description box below. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up, leave us that comment below, and hit that subscription button if you haven't already. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.